only occur in women. No, it doesn't. Okay? It's higher in women after menopause because of the loss of estrogen, but the bone loss that leads to stuff such as osteoporosis and everything happens to men also. Okay? So men need to take care of their bones just like women do. We get an increase in our bone fractures because we have all of these other things taking place. It's harder for those bone fractures to heal. The bone loss that we have at the older age, it does cause a deformity. Most of the time, it's this type of deformity, but it can actually be so severe, people are like this. Okay? They don't have the ability to move their head. They don't have the ability to be upright or anything. Okay? This bone loss can be very severe as we get older. Because, and it's really, shouldn't say cool, teeth. Teeth are held in the socket by ligaments that depend on collagen. If I have less collagen production, those ligaments begin to break down. That's why we tend to lose teeth more as we get older too. Not cool, but cool, you know? Interesting. So, lots of things going on as we get older with that good old skeletal system. Some of the diseases and disorders that come with the skeletal system, well, we can have growth and development disorders. These growth and development disorders can result in the gigantism, and we can have dwarfism, brittle bones. Now, for the most part, these three right here, usually genetics are involved. Okay? Not all the time. There could be a problem with the hormonal system, growth hormone and that sort of thing. But a lot of times, gigantism, dwarfism, osteogenesis imperfecta are genetically related. Rickets is not having the proper nutrition. This is where you don't have access to minerals such as calcium, vitamin D, different types of nutritional deficiencies. Rickets is simply a softening of the bones. And a lot of times, if it happens in child, during growth and development, what will end up happening, the people end up, the biggest issues, their legs are severely bowed because they can't support the weight of the rest of the body. Bacterial infections can affect the skeletal system. We can have bacterial infections that can make the tissue swell, painful. Tuberculosis can affect bone. This is something that we used to think we had, not eradicated, but we had under better control. Well, what are we seeing with TB nowadays? More people are getting it. Well, a lot of it is in Europe. It's here also in the U.S. Not as bad, but we have it. What's the biggest problem we face though now with it? Just like they did when it was a huge epidemic. Treating it. Okay? It's the bacterium that is extremely strong, very difficult to treat. I think in some cases they can cure it, but in some they can't.
So what would you use that for?
Hmm?
For getting it?
What do you do to prevent yourself from getting it?
The CPD,
Yeah.
That's just to see if you've been exposed.
There is no vaccine.
There's no vaccine. Chances are people who have it don't realize they have it, and the way that world travel is nowadays, okay, it becomes an issue of infecting a lot of people. So it's something that is making a comeback. That we kind of wish wouldn't. Decalcification can occur when it's osteomalacia, this being most likely there's a deficiency in vitamin D and the bones are softening. This can also, not for the vitamin D, but malacia, whenever you hear that term, malacia is telling you it's a softening of that tissue, and people can also have chondromalacia, which is a softening of the cartilage, which is not good. Osteoporosis, this is where it is affecting that spongy tissue, and for the most part, because of that, it weakens the compact bone. Can occur to both men and women. Right? Just women tend to be a little more prone to it. We can have cancer that appears in the bone. It can actually be in the bone itself. All right. It can be in the marrow of bone. One that's very common, leukemias. Okay. So there's a lot going on with this particular organ system. And that's why I said the last thing about this organ system is that it is dry. And that's why I always like, it's always funny when you hear people go, oh man, it's dry as a bone out here. And I'm thinking, can you talk to me for a second? Let me kind of explain bone to you. And now, when y'all hear people say that, y'all can go, no. Let's choose something else to compare the environment to. Now, Chapter 8, which we're going to get started today, but we'll finish next week. Okay, this chapter, Chapter 7, was focusing on that actual tissue with the cell. Okay? This chapter focuses on gross anatomy. Not like, gross. What does that mean? What we can see, what we may be able to palpate. Okay? So, this is going to be a chapter that will be full of the pictures, the stuff that I've got you guys kind of doing here in lab, getting the bones, identify them. Now, beginning to look at some of the structure and features that we're going to find on bone. So, for just the skeletal system overall, it gives us our framework. This right here, levers. What do levers do? All right, something you can do what? Movement. Making it easier. When you've got a lever gives you an advantage over moving something. The attachment of the muscles to the bones gives us a lever system that lets us stand upright, supports our head, lets us walk, lets us move, lets us sit, lets us lie, lets us move. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Okay? The skeletal system helps protect organs. Think about what is under the rib cage. It does allow for ventral storage, something that we focus on a whole lot. This term right here, hemopoiesis, that is blood cell production. So this is the marrow portion of the bone, the hemopoiesis. Wait a minute, energy storage. How does bone contribute to energy storage? Well, the bone marrow, that's yellow, is the fatty tissue, and therefore that's energy storage. The parts, the components of the skeletal system are our bones, cartilage, ligaments, tendons. We mentioned that in the last chapter. When we begin to look at bones, and when you looked at them on Tuesday, and you look at a bone, is it simply something that is just a nice, smooth structure? No, it's not. When you look at bone, we've got projections, we've got roundness, we've got edges that are round, we've got indentation, we've got funny looking ends. Every bit of it is for a reason. Alright? All of the roughness that you see on bone, where it's not smooth, where it's got lines, where it's got ridges, where it's going to have projection, everything is for a reason. Okay? It is for the attachment of those muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, connecting, making the articulation to another bone. It is all for a reason. They have terms that are identifying these markings on the bones. The next two slides are going to talk about the different markings on the bone. This you need to know. You have a test coming up next Thursday, and let's say that over these two slides right here, alright, if I were to say give these to you as matching, would you be able to complete it? After studying it, right, Zach? Yeah. Okay? So, this is the meat of what I want you to know for Chapter 8. Okay? There's going to be a couple of other things, not a lot, okay? But this is the majority of Chapter 8. So when we look at the bones, first of all, let's remember we have long bones, short bones, flat bones, and irregular. Okay? So, when we begin to talk about bones, we may say that a bone has a body, a head, a neck. When I look at a long bone, alright, and I see this portion right here, I got a body. Okay? When I look at a long bone, alright, and I see a body, I can have a neck. That neck has a head. Does that make sense? Alright, so, body, the main part, the head is usually an enlarged end of the bone. The neck would be a constricted part from the body to the head. Bones can have a marked